grab the books and put them in the video.
Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit in the office and monitor from there.
Okay.
If there's any problem, I'll come and fix it.
Okay. You tell me when to stand. And when to start.
Okay.
Okay. No, I don't want the second picture. Huh?
What? Okay.
Just one. The one that shows the. Yeah. Well, this one. that this angle is 45. So this is the way to hold your pens. If you can't hold your pens this way, because this will be slightly difficult for you to hold the two pencils together, and you feel like you are not mastering this 45 degrees angle, maybe we can use a marker just like this. The Sharpie, they came up with this marker which is slanted. If you look at the tip of it, you see it, it's not cut horizontal, it's cut slanted. So you can see it this way. And if I'm going to write with it, I will show you that this slanted edge, it gives me that 45 degrees. And you see this here, if you look at the line here, this is 45 degrees, and between here and here is 45 degrees. This is very important. Otherwise, when we start writing the Arabic calligraphy, if you don't do it 45 degrees, your writings will not come correct. The most important thing also, after having this 45 degrees, the steadiness of your hand. Once you start moving, you have to move in a straight line. If you start moving unsteady, that's how the line is going to come out. So we have to, when we start the lines has to be completely straight. And we will use this in many letters. So let's see the letter lam first.
If your hand is not steady, how do you get to make it steady?
Okay, how you become, to make it steady. We will do this. We will draw lines. I will use this here. Okay. And I will do this too. And this is what they used to teach us in the calligraphy school. They will tell you, okay, here's your pen that you're going to write with. Go with the line. And then when you come horizontally, same thing. You go from right to left. Okay? This will be a good training for you. You can do this for a few days. And once you master those straight lines, everything will come straight to correct. And then, of course, we have to work in our curves. And this style of the Arabic calligraphy that, we are writing, this is what we call it naskh. Naskh. And naskh means to copy. And this is the style that Uthman ibn Affan, when they showed him how we are going to write the Quran. And, the Arabs, around the Kaaba, and of course, until today, still we can see it in mu'allaqat. Mu'allaqat, every year, they used to have a good festival, and they call it, the market of Ukaz. In the market of Ukaz, they used to choose which poet is going to be hanging on the sides of the Kaaba. And at that time, of course, we have
the poet or his poetry.
So the poetry, sorry. Yeah, no, the poem. Yeah, so the sides of the Kaaba, we have 4 sides of the Kaaba. So they used every year to choose the best 4 poems, to be hanging on the side of the Kaaba. And the word hanging is mu'allaq or mu'allaqat. Mu'allaqat, which means the hanging poem. So what they used to do, they used to write the poem on a piece of cloth, and then they do it this way, and then they sew the end of it. So when you hang it on a pole, so you would be able to turn it this way, so you can see all and of course most of the time they make it 200 lines at least. So they used to use, in that time, they used to use 2 different kind of Arabic styles. One they call it Inbari, and the second one they call it Nabati. But it was very difficult to see the curvatures, to be able to decide what letter is this. So Uthman ibn Affan, has chosen this kind of style, which is instead has lots of curves. So you will be able to differentiate between the letter Sin and the letter Sad. Before that time, Sin and Sad, they were very close to each together. and Ain and Jim. So today, when Uthman ibn Affan has chosen this style, so we're able to use, Ain is completely different than Ha, Jim, Kha. Ain and Ghain are, different. And of course, during his time, when he has chosen, those different styles, which I'm going to introduce to you in a minute, when we showed it to the Arabs in that time, they were very happy with it because, it has distinction. So let's start with the letter Lam. As you see in here, this is the letter Lam, right? Yeah. So out of this letter Lam, we were able to create the letter Ba. So I need to write in a separate sheet the letter Lam and how we create the letter Ba out of it. Okay, let's say that this is the letter Lam. And we were talking about one, two, 3, and 4. So space 4 here, that's most of our Arabic alphabet will be falling in. So the letter Ba will come in space number 3, will go this way. So all what we added is just the line in between. And that's created the letter Ba for us. So if you know how to write the letter Lam, you will be able to write the letter Alif, because Alif is that part of the Lam that extends from space 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so that will be the first letter. And then if you can create the letter Ba by just connecting the two sides of the Lam, you will be able to get the letter Ba, the letter Ta, and the letter Tha. Okay, so now we have 5 letters of the Arabic alphabets. And this is exactly, what I did for you. And this is the letter Lam. If you can look at it here, this is the letter Lam. And we created the letter Ba out of the Lam. And this is the letter Ba, Ta, and Tha. Okay, so maybe in the next few minutes, let's practice the letter Ba out of the letter Lam. Okay, letter Lam again. And here's the letter Ba. Okay? And put the dot underneath it, just in the middle, and that's what create.
This is the top border of your screen.
Okay. So once you connect the two sides of the letter Lam, and you put the dot underneath it, that's created the letter Ba. And at the same time, created the letter Tha and the letter Ta. Okay? So let's look. Alif, Ba, Ta, Tha. And then, we go to the letter Jim and Ha and Kha. Jim, Ha, Kha, they are 3 letters. They look alike, except we distinguish between them by the dots. Okay? And we have the letter Lam here. Okay? So this is the letter Lam. And out of the letter Lam, also we created the letter Jim, Ha, Kha. Jim has a dot underneath it. Kha has a letter on top. And Ha has no letter.
What about Noon?
No dots. Huh?
Can you make Noon out of that?
Of course, yeah. Here's Noon.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Noon.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay, so, this is letter Ha, Jim, and Kha. Let's play with it for a few minutes. Let's get a clean sheet. And, this time I will try not to just draw with a pencil, so not, the whole thing get confused together. So
can you explain this trick that you do with the 2 pencils, because that wasn't being recorded earlier?
Okay, so we talked about, how to use the pencils or, the marker that we are using. We have to place it with 45 degrees angle. If you look at, the 2 lines that I'm going to draw this way, the two lines became one line. Why? Because it was zero angle between those two pins. But if I space those pins out and I place them this way, this will give us, if I connect the two lines, they create an angle here with the horizontal line. They create an angle of 45 degrees. This is extremely important if you want to try the naskh style. Okay, let's play with it a few more times. Okay, so this is the 45 degrees angle. And this is extremely important because it gives you that, the wide distance between the two pins. And of course, we know with the curvatures, it creates the letters that we want it to be writing. Okay, now we're going to write the letter lam. Okay, this is the letter lam. So how can we create the letter ha, jim, kha out of the lam? Simple. I will do the head of the ha this way. And then I come this way, and that's it. So all what I created, this piece here, if I end this in here, okay, this has created the letter ha, kha, and jim. Ha, kha, and jim. Oh, you know what differentiates between the ha? It has no dots. Jim has a dot underneath it, and kha has a dot on top of it. That's it. So if you look at this, this is the letter ha, jim, kha. Okay, let's play with it one more time. We'll do the letter lam with the pencils, and then we create the letter ha, jim, kha. Okay, and this is the letter. And if you complete the whole letter, so this is the letter you created now. This is ha or jim or kha. Okay, so now, if you have, some papers, and you, of course, you wanted to practice this, inshallah, you can practice from here until we meet. I will try, inshallah, and we meet in 2 weeks. We can go through some extra letters. So we have alif, we have ba, ta, tha, ha, jim, and then what's come?
Kha.
Okay, kha.
Then dal, dal.
Okay, dal, dal. I made a dal, dal here. And actually, if you know how to write the letter ba, dal, and dal is half of it.
This is it.
Yes. If you look at the letter lam, this is the letter lam, right? And this is the letter ba that we created. This is the letter ba that we created. If you write just half of the letter ba, that will be a dal. And of course, if you put a dot on top of it, okay, that will make it look like letter dal. And this is it. So this is letter dal and dal. Stop.
It's good now.
Okay. So this is the letter dal or letter dal, which is being created out of the letter lam. Okay, let's practice this. Let's get a new sheet. And then we practice the letter lam. You will never get enough of practicing the letter lam. This is something even until today, I enjoy practicing. Okay, you remember that, we said in the space number 3, to create a letter ba, we connect the two sides of the lam. We go from right side to left side, and that will create the letter ba. To create the letter lam, letter dal, just the first half of it, half of the letter ba. See that? Yeah, look at it. This has created the letter dal. And of course, on top of the dal, you can put the dot, and that would be creating the letter dal. That's it. Dal and dal. Okay, so here's dal again. Dal again. Yeah, so just instead of writing the whole letter ba, see this letter ba here? If I stop here, if I put a piece of paper on top of it, that's a letter dal, right? Same thing in here. That's a letter dal. So you create the letter dal. So this is dal and dal. So how many letters we can write out of the the alphabet? Out of the letter lam, we have alif, we have ba, we have ta, we have tha, we have jim, we have ha, we have kha, we have dal, and we have dal. Right? Okay. Next will be the letter ra and zay or zain. Okay, let's bring another sheet. Write the letter lam again. Letter lam. Okay, so we made the letter lam, and to write the letter ra or za, you don't have to do anything. You stop it at the beginning of the letter ba. Okay, and you come to 2/3 of the belly, and you stop here. That's it. This has created the letter ra. So letter ra, you don't have to add anything to the letter lam. Just you come to where you begin the letter ba, and then you end 2/3 of the belly. So you leave the tail out. So this is letter ra. And on top of the letter ra, if we put a dot, so that will give us the letter zay. Okay. So let's practice this again. That's it. Ra, zay. And let's look. So this is the letter ra. So if we put this in top here, that will give us the letter ra, right? Yeah, out of the letter lam. So ra and zain, of course, both of them are the same letter except with the dot. So here, let's see how many we can create out of the letter lam. So alif, ba, ta, tha, jim, ha, kha, dal, dal, ra, zain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, plus 12 is the letter what? Letter lam. Yeah. So now we have 12 letters. What's next?
Well, noon is there too, but of
Yeah.
course we didn't get there.
No, noon is
Sheen.
then. Yeah.
Seen and sheen.
And seen and sheen. Okay. Letter seen and sheen, I created here the sisters of seen and sheen. What are the sisters of seen and sheen? Letter what?
Sod, bod.
Sad, dad. Yes. So when they taught us, they said, we have 6 sisters here. They are looking like each other, which is letter Sin, Shin, Sad, Dal, Ta, Va, right? Yeah, because all of them, they have either, they share the head or they share the belly. So Sad and Dad and Sin and Shin, they share, the same belly, right? But Sin, Sad, Dad, Ta, Va, they share the head and the alif. Okay, so let's get a new sheet and practice lam with the letter. So we will practice the letter lam, lam again. Okay, and then we will do, what do we want to do here? Sin and sheen. So the head, that's it. Sin is done. Okay, if you look at it this way, you see the sin is done. Here's the sin, and here's the belly. Halas, you are done. So this is sin, and this is sheen. Let's try again one more time. We are talking about the belly here. So we'll add the seen to it. So the 3 teeth that we wanted to add. So this is seen and sheen. Okay, we're going to create 2 more letters. So this is seen and sheen. We'll keep it slightly here. I know you don't see it, but it's on the side. And then we will create, I will write letter lam again. And then we will create sad and dad. So this is the letter lam. And we talked about the letter seen. Of course, the only difference between seen and sad is the heading. Sad and dad. And the only difference between sad and dad is the dot. So this is sad and dad. Okay? If I wanted to create ta and dha, usually in the letter sad, the tooth comes after we complete the whole letter. But in the letter ta, the alif comes at the end of the letter itself, not after space. Okay, so here I will do this. That's it. Okay, that's ta. And this is dha. Okay, so this is ta and dha. So sad and ta, they are sisters. They share the same head. Okay, and when it comes to the sad and the seen, they share the same belly of the lamb. So let's go back to our sheet. And how many letters now we are able to create, out of the letter lam. So we created alif, ba, ta, tha, jim, ha, kha, dal, ذال, ra, zain, sin, sheen, sad, dad, ta, dha. Okay, we come after the dha, we have ain, ghin. And ain and ghin, they are sisters of jim, ha, kha. Why? Because they share the same belly of the lamb. So how can we create that? Let's get a new sheet. I know I'm moving fast, and this needs practice, but at least if you have this
Recording, they can watch.
Yeah, the recordings, inshallah, you can follow it. And also, if you need some sheets, I think it's
Okay.
yeah. If you need some of those sheets, maybe we can send them, with the help of the imam, we can send them by maybe, PDF file, and then you print them and you practice on them, or we can send them by Word. I don't know how can we send them.
I'm sure there's. Okay, we'll discuss that later.
Okay.
If anybody needs them, please send a message.
Yeah, send the message, inshallah, to us, and we will try to send it to you. By a way, it will be you can print them and you can practice on them. Okay, so now we are talking about the letter ain and ghin. Letter ain and ghin. And ain and ghin, we say they are sisters of the letter ha, kha, and jim. Okay, so how to do that? We will start by writing the letter lam. So here I'm going to practice more. So I'll write 4 lambs. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Let's talk about the letter jim first. Jim, we said all what we're going to do, we'll write the head, and that's it. So what about so the jim, and of course if we complete it, it gives us the letter jim. So ain is the same way. We put the head, and that's it. Ain again. Ain again. So two different ways when we write the letter Ain, the head. Sometimes we start this way and we complete it and finish, the top of it. And sometimes, we start with the top and we complete the whole thing the same way we do in Hamza. Okay, so this is the letter Ain, and of course, letter Ghin is the same thing. So out of this, we completed. Stop. So is it recording? Or not?
Yeah, it's recording. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so now we completed those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and the letter Lam. So now we completed 20 letters of the Arabic alphabet by completing those 2 lines. So now we go into letter Fa and Qaf. Fa and Qaf, those are 2 different letters. Fa belongs to Ba, Ta, Tha. Qaf belongs to the Sad and Dad and Sin and Sheen. So let's try to practice those. So if we look at the letter Ba, okay, this is the letter Ba. We all remember it. So if we do a circle in the top here, this will give us the letter Fa. This circle with the Ba will give us the letter Fa. But if we do the circle with the letter Sin or Sheen, will give us the letter Qaf. Okay, let's practice that. Okay, this is the letter Lam. And to write the letter Ba, so we add a circle. And then we write a letter Ba. So this is something very important, when you learn Arabic calligraphy, everything builds on what you learned in the past. So it's very important, to go with it this way. So this is the letter Ba, as we wrote it before, and we added the circle to it. So it gives us the letter Fa. But if we add the circle and we go with the letter Sin, it will give us the letter Qaf. This will give us the letter Qaf. And if you write it correctly, you will see it exactly like the Surah Qaf at the beginning. They have this nice naskh letter in the Quran. And of course, our main purpose of learning this is to learn the language of the Quran. It's not to learn Arabic per se, but to learn the language of the Quran and how the Quran was written from the beginning. So this is the 2 letters Fa and Qaf, and let's practice those 2 letters. So I will write 4 Lam. 2 of them I will make him the letter Fa, and 2 of them I will make him the letter Qaf. So Fa, as we said, we'll do the letter Ba.
Can you do this part with the marker?
Hmm?
Can you do this part with the marker
Oh,
so
okay,
it stands
yeah,
out
okay.
with them?
Okay, so to make the letter Fa out of the Ba.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, so to make the letter Fa out of the Ba. So you see the letter Ba again here, letter Ba, and then we add the circle to it. So it gives us the letter Fa. Okay, Qaf. Qaf will be just like the letter Sin and Sheen, Sad, and Dad. So we add the circle, and then I go with the whole letter. Again, add the circle, and go with the whole letter. So just, don't forget that, we're still dealing with the spaces that we create at the beginning. And, whenever you create a page, try to follow this rule. And this is, what I'm going to, inshallah, email to all of those who are interested to email this to you so you can see the 4 lines that we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It might not be very clear, but those are the the 5 lines, and then those are the spaces. And always try to focus on space number 3, because the majority of the letters, either they are in it, or majority of the letters either they start or the end in that third space.
There's a question that says, are you using regular pen and markers?
What do you mean regular pen?
Because they can't see it as well. So if, like you explained in the beginning, that you're using the pencil.
Yes, of course. I'm trying to use the pencils, to make it easy on all of you. If it's not easy in how to hold it, you can use this marker. Okay, and this marker.
The camera is there.
Huh? Okay, and this marker, I like it, because of the dark black ink in it, so it stands out. When I draw with it. If you want me to stick with one method, I can. But actually, sometimes
no. She's just asking, what is it that you're using? Are these some special calligraphy tools or just regular?
No. This you buy from Walmart. Nothing special here.
So you said the only thing is the angled tip, right?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. If you look at the cut, of it, it's not straight. It's slanted.
It's called chisel tip.
Yeah, chisel tip. Yeah. So this is the chisel tip. Maybe
right there. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm sure you see it now. So if you go to Walmart, ask for a chisel tip.
And the other are just pencils.
Yeah, just pencils. Yeah, simple pencils. But with the pencils, it gives me the thickness that I want. So let's say that I want to make small lamb. So I would go this way. If I want to make a larger one, I can space them out and do it this way. So it gives me the size that I want. Okay, and also I can make it even smaller, by getting the 2 tips closer to each other. Yeah, you see that? So using the 2 pencils also, gives you lots of freedom when you write. Okay, so how many letters now we finished? We finished fa and qaf, and then we coming to letter kaf. Letter kaf, if you know how to write the letter ba, so that's at least you wrote 50%. So let's say that we make a letter lam here, and this is the letter ba, right? So all what we need is just the head of it. So if you put the head on top of the letter ba, this is the letter kaf. So let's do it one more time. So this is the letter. Okay. So if I wanted to write the letter lam here to connect it to this. Okay.
Can you do the kaf with the marker so
Okay.
it would be clearly visible on
Okay.
top of the pencil?
Kaf with the marker. Let's write the letter ba first. Okay, and then I will add the head of the letter kaf. So that gives me the kaf. I know sometimes, when you look at the Quran, kaf is being written in several different ways. Sometimes ayn is written in different ways. We go in with the basics now, and once we master the basics, of course, we will go at different shapes of each letter. Because lam, not all the time it does have this belly. Sometimes lam would be connected just as a letter alif. But inshallah, we have, once we finish, the principles, we have 16 different classes, to build up so we can reach to the language of the Quran, until we can get to understanding every single word in the Quran, how it's been written and what kind of a style. Of course, all of them are style naskh. And the additions of Uthman ibn Affan, that's why they call it, the Uthmani style naskh. Uthmani style naskh. That because Uthman ibn Affan, may Allah pleased with him, added few things, to make it more legible and more understandable. Okay, so we finished the letter fa, qaf, kaf, and of course, we have the letter lam. The only 2 letters that we are not going to go on today, which is the letter mim and the letter ha. Letter mim and letter ha. Those out of the 28, those 2 letters don't belong to the letter lam. So now we have noon, waw, and ya. Noon, waw, and ya. Those are the only 3 letters that left for us we didn't cover for today. So let's cover them, and then inshallah we will leave, and then we'll meet you inshallah in the next class. Okay, let's get some more papers. Letter noon, if you know how to write the letter lam, simple. Letter noon is this. See this? You know, the letter lam, and we cut it, that gives me the letter noon. All what I need to add is just a dot in the middle. Look at this letter lam here. And I remove this, and that gives me the letter noon, right? This one here, letter noon, letter noon. So let's write it with the marker. This is it. This is the letter noon. Add the dot. So this is the letter noon. Okay, next letter is the letter waw. Letter waw is similar to the letter qaf. You remember that, you know, we wrote the qaf, we added the circle to the whole thing. So this is the letter qaf, right? And if I remove this part here, so it will give me the letter waw. And letter waw is nothing but letter ra, and has the circle on top of it. Letter ra, right? And has the top, you know, the circle on top of it. And that's what gives us the letter waw. And to compare the letter waw to the letter noon, that's it. You add the circle on top, and then you remove, you know, the bottom, the end of the belly. That's it. That's the letter waw. So now we covered noon and waw. So the only letter left for us today out of the 26, you know, we have the letter ya. And also letter ya takes, you know, different shapes, you know, in the Arabic calligraphy. At least we will learn, you know, how to write the ya at the end of the word or separate by itself. So we will write the letter lam. Okay, and then this is, you know, to write the letter ya, we have an inverted dal. You remember, you know, we used to write the dal this way. If we write the dal this way, that's it. That's the letter ya, right? So this is the letter ya. So if you know how to write the letter dal, you know, instead of straight, we put it upside down, and that will give us the letter ya. And, you know, to look at it compared to the letter lam, this is it. This is the letter lam, right? Letter lam. That's it. So this is the letter ya. So all what you need to do, inshallah, you know, you need to do lots of practice. And, you know, I will stop in here. And inshallah, when we meet next time, we will go over 2 letters. 2 letters. Those letters are letter mim and letter ha. Letter mim and letter ha. Also, mim, it takes, you know, several different shapes as we see it in the Quran. And letter ha also, you know, the same way. Of course, we will know how to write ha at the beginning of the word, in the middle of the word, and at the end of the word. And this is actually with every single letter in Arabic language. You know, it goes beginning, middle, and at the end. So, you know, I will stop in here, and I will say thank you very much, you know, for you know, attending this class today. And inshallah, when we meet next time, you know, we will have, you know, a quick you know, overview on, you know, what we learned today, and inshallah we'll add to it the letter mim and the letter ha. And, you know, in the 3rd class we'll start doing some practicing of words. some practicing of words. And of course, we will start, we'll start by words, very dear to us. We'll start by La ilaha illallah, Muhammadun Rasulullah, and then Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. And then, of course, we'll try, to take some of the short surahs, of the short ayats of the Quran, that, ayats are, dear to us, and we use it on a daily basis. Okay, thank you very much.
Can you give us a parting gift by writing or drawing something real nice?
Okay, you will get, inshallah, you will win one of those.
No, a parting gift as in by you drawing something, you writing something.
All right, I'll write something today. Okay, so I don't know what you want me to write. I will.
Maybe something from the book.
Something from the book. Okay, this book, it's one of the very artistic books. Yeah, one of the very artistic books. Actually, it's been made by a guy from Iran, and he collected lots of work from different parts of the world. And this book, it's a history by itself. And inshallah, next time I will try to bring you a book. It's being written by Elaine George, and Elaine George, he's the Islamic calligraphist, and he has his own school in England. Inshallah, we'll look at his book also. His book is real nice, and maybe the week after I will bring you a book by Chinese calligrapher. He has lots of good work, and of course, as you see, those writings, some of them from books, some of them from old masjids, and they've been collected together. And of course, we cannot go over all of it. We can study one piece at a time, and this is something called tugra, in which they make writings either from the Quran or from the Hadith of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and it takes different shapes, like the shapes of animals or birds. So I will write something maybe to end with. I will write Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim in the Naskh style, and this is the style that Uthman ibn Affan has chosen, to be the style that sticks with the Quran, until the Day of Judgment. And of course, all Muslims throughout the history, they honor that, and of course, it never created any kind of sectarian problems. Sunnis and Shi'is and Ahmadis and all of them, they honor this style that Uthman ibn Affan has chosen for us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward him, for the great work that he did, which took about a year and 2 months, as the ulama told us, to write the whole Quran. So inshallah, I'll write Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim in the style that we studied today. If we choose the space number 3, so I will try to stick to it. Ba stays in 3, Sin, Mim also, Allah, Alif, Lam, Ha is in 3, Ar-Rahman, Alif, Lam, Ra, it's part of it in 3, and the rest will be in 4, Mim, Noon, in the belly of the lamb, Ar-Rahim, if this is the space number 4, so Alif, Lam, Ra, same way, and then Ha stays in 3, Ya, Mim stays in 3 also. Okay, so this is Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. So inshallah, maybe if you wanted to practice that, that's fine. But if you wanted just to focus on letter Lam, and I will try to send you inshallah, this drawing of the letter Lam. If the Imam can send it today to those who are interested. And please, write to us if you like this class. If you think the class was too fast or you think it's too slow, just let us know, and inshallah, we'll try to practice together, for the weeks to come. Jazakumullah khairan. Thank you for listening. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.